Do I have enough supplies to make it on a voyage? I do. Okay.
How much do you need to eat on a voyage?
Just, you know, some...
One steak would do, right?
I don't...
You got a bone there. You got like a meat bone.
Ah!
Lonely.
What is that thing?
A rock boy.
I don't like it. I wouldn't trust him.
Yeah, I don't like these little scuttlers. Get the fuck off.
Is that a crab?
Yeah, listen to that scuttle noise.
Oh, I love it. Do you know
He's a sick
that
bastard.
crabs evolved independently?
Of what?
Like they independently evolved in different places on the planet. Like it wasn't just like crabs came to be and then they spread. Like
like they were created by the algorithm 3 times randomly on the planet.
Like independently, crabs have.
Did they all come from the same thing or different things?
No, different things.
Do you know what their starters were?
I don't know what
Damn.
the basic crabs.
I would assume
were.
one of them would be a shrimp and then crab, and then one of them's probably
A man.
yeah, well, yeah.
But yeah, I think that's God's favorite. The Holy Ghost, his favorite is crabs.
Interesting.
Anything with like built-in armor is pretty cool.
I think crabs are the they should.
Are
have
they
been
the only
dominant life
species
form.
that was created twice though? This seems so familiar. I think
I
there were
think
more.
they are.
What about like germs?
Well,
We're talking like like animals that you can
That you can cuddle?
that you can hold.
That you can have and hold?
Yeah, you can't
Till death
swaddle
do
a
you
germ. You
Jimmy Neutron did.
You fuck a germ?
Jimmy Neutron shrunk down to get a germ to like suck its like mitochondria out of it or some shit.
Oh shit! I skipped that one.
did he get the digits?
And they looked like the wireframes from Smash Brothers.
Dang.
I liked that show.
Jimmy's a freak.
Jimmy, do
Certified
be a freak.
freak.
7 days a week.
Thank you for doing that for me, Jake. I was gonna, and then I decided
got
it
you.
would be really fucking stupid. I'm having a great time with this holiday special. Oh, God! I'm having a great time knowing that this is going to be cutting room floor and that I'm going to have to edit a lot more than I want to. Look how cute. Come here, piece of shit. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends I hate a bird. I'm not above hating a bird.
It is cute, though. Look, you can pet the boys.
Cute.
And then they give you a egg.
He doesn't even care that you murdered?
No, yeah.
Forgiven.
As long as you just pat a little guy on the head. Like, you ever date a girl's friend that like you used to date? You know?
Yeah, and then
it's
you
like,
just pat him
yeah,
on the head.
You broke my girlfriend's heart, but now I'm your girlfriend. Thank you.
Thank you for the pats.
Yeah, thank you for the ring. I forgot every bad thing you did to my friend that she told me about.
Are you lost?
I've never explored this far. This is the furthest I've ever gone from the Shire.
One more step.
And this will be the furthest I've ever gone from my homoerotic lovers in the Shire. Can I build a boat?
One step further from the Shire, and I'm about to break.
And I'm about to break.
Every ring that you give to me takes me one step further from the Shire, and I'm about to break.
I was watching clips from the original Lord of the Rings, or it was The Hobbit. No, it was Lord of the Rings, the cartoon, and I decided I like the scene with Gandalf and the Balrog more in the shitty cartoon
Do you?
than the Fellowship. Yes, I like Gandalf's attitude a lot more in that.
But the Balrog looks like a man like wearing a trash bag.
He looks like a big man. He's about only like 3 times bigger than the orcs that are chasing them.
Yeah.
Like he looks like just another big honcho.
Yeah.
He's like Gandalf is almost as tall as it. It's maybe 2 Gandalfs.
What does Gandalf do different in that one?
He's a lot yellier in the Fellowship one, and in this one he's like calmer. And it like his sense of urgency makes you think like maybe they actually are in trouble, because he's mostly like, okay, keep running, you can't help me. Like he straight up says like, you can't help me here, and he's like trying to rush them out. Like, and the attitude is like, if you heard a gunshot and were with your kid and like they thought it was a firework and you had to calmly like not make them think it's a gunshot, but be like, okay, let's go. It was a firework. Let's go.
I-
Let's leave the grocery store.
I
Come on,
actually
this way.
I do like that idea. Like
Yeah, it
he
makes
he's-
you think they're in more danger in the cartoon.
He's the only one that understands truly how fucked up things
Yep.
are.
Okay, that thing's here. We
Yeah.
gotta go. You can't help me.
Gotta go.
Okay.
That does sound better.
Yeah.
I like the animation style of the crusty old Lord of the Rings.
Really
It's-
decided I do too. I
It's
used to
so
make fun of
fucked
it,
up.
but I
Like
think
nothing looks like that.
Nothing, no human or otherwise looks anything like that shit. Did
is-
you just give up on looking for Christmas horror stories?
All right. Let's actually like pause for a second here.
I'm going to continue.
stop.
I've started and I can't stop. You can look while I go. Look at this glowing
I bet it's a shrine.
treasure.
I bet you do some sort of magnesis puzzle inside of it,
what?
and then they give you a heart container.
What's a magnesis?
It's
You said a word you don't know that you just heard other people say.
Well, no,
magnesis is
a-
the name of the ability in
Yeah.
Twilight in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Lets you use
Oh.
magnets. And
Okay.
magnesis is the.
Yeah, you were ready to fucking.
I'll Reddit you.
You
I'll
were
Reddit you on
you
this
were ready
one.
to intellectually just square up on Caleb. Like
I really was.
You were about to
Say
have a Reddit
hypothetically,
moment.
magnesis were a word.
Yeah.
And you used it, hypothetically, theoretically.
I don't know. I catch people doing the thing where they've heard a word and they think they know the context to use it in, so they do it. And I'm like, that's not what that
No,
means.
you
at
have
all.
a little Triforce armband on your left thing. It's got a Sheikah eye on it, and that lets you use magnesis.
I hate
Now
when
I
people
remember.
use a big word and then they just define it for you. Like, what was the point of fucking using it? Like, why?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, you know, I'm blanking on an example now. God damn it.
Yeah,
See,
I know
this is-
exactly what you mean.
this
though.
is
I,
what-
I know the type.
This is what happens when you make me fucking look for stories
I know you're
and also
trying to
try
multitask too
keep
hard.
up with the conversation.
Oh, wait, no one asked you to keep up with the conversation.
You came in actually to valiantly save me. That was.
You did do that.
Yeah.
You calmly said, "Everyone go."
Does this game have online? Where are the people?
Where are the people, Derek?
Right there.
Are those people?
Are they real?
Where's the gamer tags?
Yeah, what other gamer? Can I touch them? Can I talk to them?
Send them something.
Yeah, send them something. Derek.
Anything.
What other gamer tags?
Are you ready for a Christmas horror story?
I
do
was
be-
born ready.
It do be Crimbus.
Last year on Boxing Day. Which one's Boxing Day?
Day after Christmas.
Day after. Okay. Last year
It's
on the
that
day
fake
after
Canadian
Christmas, I found a really cool ornament in a clearance box. It had a built-in camera to record a unique perspective on your holiday celebrations. I grabbed the last one from the store's dusty shelf and brought it home for less than $10. I forgot about it until my wife, my 2 daughters, and I decorated the house earlier this month. I told my daughters about the camera and said we'd secretly catch Santa in the act. I had an old costume in the attic and intended to deliver some gifts in full view of the camera on Christmas night. My girls were overjoyed and went back and forth trying to find the best place to put the ornament on the tree. They had no idea Daddy repositioned it later so it could actually catch the living room and a good angle. At a good angle, I don't know. In the nights leading up to Christmas, I turned the camera on to make sure everything was working properly. In the morning, I previewed the footage, just long enough to confirm the thing was working. Satisfied, I inserted the micro SD card into the back of the ornament and slipped in a new battery in anticipation for the big night. Daddy didn't want to disappoint his girls with a failed recording. So, I took an HD backup.
God,
There's just a lot of technical.
Yeah, dude,
And I
you
took a
keep-
micro SD.
give me the specs. Like, what were the gigs on that
With
card?
so much
Like,
RAM. We
Also,
enjoyed
I hate how much he's calling himself Daddy. I really do.
Oh. Yeah, don't ever call yourself that.
We enjoyed Christmas Eve as a family, playing board games and eating more junk food than there was room in our stomachs.
Okay, quick sidebar. The only time you can call yourself daddy is if you are in Vegas and you are playing craps and you say
And you're talking to a prostitute.
and you have a prostitute around your arm and you say daddy needs a new pair of shoes and then you throw the dice. That is the only time that
or
you
daddy needs a snake eyes.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
daddy needs a bingo.
the only time you can call yourself daddy.
Yeah, if you
Is
win
to a
at
deck of
craps,
cards
ooh,
or
ooh,
dice.
ooh,
Yeah.
Daddy likey.
Yeah. Oh my! If you say "ooh, daddy likey," you are contractually obligated.
I'm only daddy in
to
front of a
keep
pair of
yourself-
dice.
All right. Continue.
We enjoyed Christmas Eve as a family, playing board games and eating more junk food than there was room in our stomachs. Like we do every year, we let our daughters open one gift from Mommy and one gift from Daddy-O before going to bed. The girls, still riding their sugar high, could be heard giggling in their bedrooms from all the way upstairs. From time to time, my wife and I could hear one of them shush the other, claiming she'd heard hooves on the roof or bells jingling. Eventually, our kiddos dozed off. My wife kissed me on the cheek and headed to bed while I turned off all the lights. I retrieved the costume and tiptoed to the living room, getting ready for my big feature film debut. I did everything you would expect Santa to do. I ate most of the cookies, I drank the milk, I pet my large stomach and said my ho-ho-hos. Hate this guy. Hate my narrator.
I slapped my belly red in front of the camera. I mukbanged like 7,000 calories of cookies and just slapped my belly red, just crying into the
Dropped
camera.
a few presents by the fireplace, all in full view of the camera. A pretty good acting job, if I do say so myself. On Christmas morning, the girls came running into our bedroom to wake us up. They excitedly insisted we watch the video before opening the presents. I transferred the footage to my laptop, forwarded
my
to where
laptop had a
Santa
Core
showed up.
i7 processor.
Yeah, using a micro USB.
And I pressed
Cable.
play. My girl squealed with delight and jumped in front of the screen, frantically waving at Santa while obscuring the video from my view. It brought me so much joy to see how happy the girls were. I was too lazy to stop the video, so it continued to play in the background while we unwrapped the gifts. I spotted a box I had not seen the night before. It was small and wrapped in a blue foil paper I did not recognize. My name was on it, but my wife seemed as surprised as I was to see it there.
Is this gonna be a sitcom moment where it turns out Santa's real?
Yeah.
And otherwise normal reality.
Noticing my confusion, my youngest daughter spoke. Daddy, that's gotta be from Mr. Elf, she said, her voice cheerful and bright. I was ready to dismiss her elf comment as just another weird thing kids say.
It's
my-
just
more
another,
dumb
That's
just
more kid
another
bullshit.
neurodivergent thing.
But my wife wasn't
my
so
kid
quick
would
to
say.
ignore it. Honey, what elf? She asked. My daughter pointed to the laptop. By then, the video had ended, and all that was left on the screen was a preview of the first frame. The one that came with Santa, she answered. Panic struck me like a bird in a jet propeller. Like that scene in Indiana Jones where the guy goes in the jet propeller.
Yeah.
I know my wife didn't dress up as an elf. I scanned the video, clicking forward and back until I saw what my daughter had seen. There was someone in the living room. He walked in the corner after I had turned off the lights. He stood there watching me parading around as Santa. The video went completely quiet after that. It was as though the camera failed to record a single sound. I apologize. The strange, tall man in an elf costume stood perfectly still for over an hour, watching the camera from a distance. After a while, he walked over to the plate of cookies and bit the head off a gingerbread man. I glanced at the plate and saw his teeth mark on the decapitated cookie. The man then quietly approached the Christmas tree. I thought the audio wasn't working, but as he reached the tree, I began hearing his slow and steady breaths. He reached toward the ornament, and the video stopped. In a terrified frenzy, I grabbed the blue box he'd left behind. I ripped the bow off of it and tossed the frilly thing away. I frantically removed the wrapping paper, opened the box, and looked inside. There, on a bed of bubble wrap, was the battery I'd put in the camera the night before. My wife took the ornament and opened the back. The battery was missing. I don't know what scares me more, what the camera caught, or what the elf might have done after he turned off the camera.
What the fuck?
Okay, so
So Santa's not real, but elves are?
Yeah. So really it's just an
Well-
elf that comes down your chimney.
well,
So like a diminutive
He-
man broke into his house
he
on
may
Christmas
not have
Eve.
been actually an elf. He
Yeah,
could
probably
just have
just a
been like
guy.
a pillhead that slithered down the chimney.
Oh no, I assume
But-
that.
but
I assumed
a,
as such.
No, a pretty ambitious pillhead though, because like that's a top tier prank, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty
Taking
funny.
the battery out and wrapping it and everything. Like
That
He
I-
put heart into it.
he did.
It's a good prank.
I'm more scared of the narrator in that story than anything else.
yeah.
Daddy?
Yeah, Daddy is the creepiest part of that whole story.
I thought he rinsed the whole plate of cookies. Why were there cookies left for the
He
elf
said
to eat?
most of the cookies.
Oh, most of the cookies.
Yep.
Okay.
I almost caught the same
Did-
thing. And then I was like, oh, that's
Did your daddies ever put on a charade like that for you? Like leave behind evidence of Santa's presents.
My dad would dress up as Vishnu
His
on the
leavings.
holidays.
I have put out cookies for Santa
Yeah.
before, and
My-
they've done the crumbs behind.
My parents would like leave behind like Santa's leavings. Like
Yeah, so would mine. One time, my parents they left behind
Santa droppings.
like dude, like gray hairs, like little
Oh.
beard hairs. Fucker.
He was scratching his nuts, and then he wrapped your present.
Pretty much, dude.
I think he left behind a lock of hair.
Put in my Santa
all
journal.
the good boys and girls just got a bag of hair.
That's what always freaked me out. I was like, where did my parents get gray man hair? I'm so unhappy about that. That is we unlocked a memory that I don't like.
You know that weird dungeon room in your old house?
Yes.
That's where they kept like a drifter, and they would just like cut a little hair off
Every
of him.
Christmas, he'd get a haircut.
Yeah. they would just slip. They would open up a can of like Bush's
Yeah.
baked beans. Just
fucking shear him like a sheep.
Yeah.
Once a year, one day a year on Christmas, that door would crack open, and he'd hear jingle bell.
Yeah.
He'd hear a little jingling, like. Ching.
Yeah.
He'd be your dad dressed up as Santa with a pair of shears.
He'd crawl out of the
He'd take
room.
some gray hair.
He'd crawl out on all fours and just start devouring the can of beans, and then your dad would like shear him like a sheep and
No,
harvest.
Santa goes in. They don't let him out.
Oh, yeah.
Santa goes
yeah.
in. He'll run if he goes out.
Yo, yeah, dude, he will take off like a fucking like a pine marten if he got out of that
The Johnson
closet.
family always told me not to open the basement door.
Yeah, that Goosebumps book. Don't go in the basement.
Don't go in the hair room.
Yeah, don't go in the air room.
I always thought my dad was saying he had a harem.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
Oh
want to go
my
in
God,
that, for sure.
I thought he was
makes
downstairs
sense now.
watching harem anime.
Yeah, not hair room anime.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, the first good bit of the night.
Hell yeah.
We're warming up. We're warming up, boys.